So, greetings everybody, and welcome to another episode of SeptumSin versus the World, or Delusions of Grandeur. I believe "What's in Your Room" would be the was your thing there.
Yes, what's in your room?
So we're kind of doing this as a co-production here, as always. I'm gonna put Delusions up there in the background, only fair if we're using my opener. Have that in there, but today we are just doing some impromptu stuff. I had Prime Day madness, so to speak. Spent about $100 and some on Prime Day.
Oh.
So I'm wanting to just show off all of this stuff. I've been kind of, I guess you could say, going through a midlife crisis in some ways. Though this has variety stuff that's not just going from my childhood, but there's a lot of stuff from my childhood that I've been into lately. I guess that's been my focus lately, on collecting a lot of shows from my childhood. But that's not everything on this. So I thought I'll go ahead and start us off, and then I'll give it to you, Dave, and we'll just do the back and forth as we normally do.
Sure thing.
There we go. So the first was something I watched as a kid a lot. You're gonna actually see a theme with this character because they'll be returning soon. But I don't know if you remembered this, but the '90s tended to take a lot of cartoons and then do kid versions of the cartoons, or teenage versions of the cartoons. And one such was called A Pup Named Scooby-Doo. I don't know if you remember this.
I do remember it. It was more of a '90s thing. I tried to watch it because I was into the Scooby-Doo stuff, because you gotta admit there was a lot of Scooby-Doo
there was.
shows. There was the original Where Are You, Scooby-Doo? There was the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, which kind of sucked. But there's What's New, Scooby-Doo.
We'll be going through a few of those items. I like the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, but I watched that as a little kid, and that's more of nostalgia goggles, I think. Whereas I watched this also as a kid because it was early '90s. I did like that there was a character that was called Red Herring, and his job in the entirety of the series was to act as a red herring the entire time. There were some things that are fun, and of course, I've also got
Red Herring goes all the way back to Sherlock Holmes, and probably BBC's Peter Wimsey.
So this has like season 1 on it here, which I believe is the largest season, and they have a whole bunch of little seasons. So this is the second volume, which has season 2 through 4 in it. So it's just kind of cool to see them. I did enjoy this series as a kid. I don't know if I will at the as an adult. Like, for instance, I thought Yo Yogi was stupid. I didn't like
But Yogi.
Another one. There was the Flintstone one where it was the Flintstones characters were teenagers. Not the one where like Bam Bam and Pebbles were teenagers, but the ones where they actually made like Barney and Fred like kids. Like Flintstone kids.
I thought that was stupid. Yeah, I agree. But when Pebbles and Bam Bam were teenagers, that was.
Well, there's also Tom and Jerry kids, and they made like all the like characters younger. You know, it was kind of interesting. All right.
Yeah, they made it for junior people. Okay, so I'm gonna show off the only like movie television show thing that I ended up picking up. Now, I believe I've showed either on an earlier video or not. I showed that I had picked up the original Upstairs Downstairs.
Yes.
Well, there was a '90s version ish.
Oh, yeah.
This set has the seasons 1 and 2.
It wasn't a very long version of it. The newer version was very short. That might even be all of it.
in this particular set, evidently there's a documentary on how to be an English butler, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So
I've got a different version of the release of the series, but it's been, I should say my wife does, and I'm just counting it as part of the collection. We combine our collections.
we don't.
So this next one is an upgrade because my DVD copy, one of the episodes is messed up because the DVD copy is kind of messed up. And that's just, I've upgraded to the Blu-ray of the 60s Batman. It's not that much smaller, but they're Blu-ray, so they're a little bit hardier. And I assume that there's no loose Blu-rays in this one. So hopefully everything is intact, whereas the previous set, they were not intact and they were scratched all the heck. So Blu-rays don't scratch as easy. They scratch, but they don't scratch as easy. So I'm hoping this will hold up.
Unfortunately, they didn't remaster it when they put it onto the Blu-ray, but they gave like the DVD, they gave it some nice menus, and it still kicks ass.
So I'm just glad to have it again and know that I have all the episodes, whereas I know I don't have all the episodes in my previous release. So it's kind of an upgrade to that.
Okay.
I watched a lot of 60s Batman as a kid.
So did I. Alrighty. So, next, I know last time I was coming up on receiving these, and I didn't receive these before before our last episode. So I'm just going to go ahead. Whether I did or didn't show these, they kind of go together. I ended up getting the Nino Kuni Wraith of the White Rich remastered and Nino Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom, which I haven't opened that one yet because I haven't played it yet. So,
Well, I played the first game when it came out. I never beat it. I need to get back to it. It's very well animated. It's got some pretty cool stuff into it. It's just, that is amongst many, many games I have to play. I just started. Actually, I haven't started a new game yet because my wife is really picky about what she wants to play with. But I'm replaying Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, so that one's going to take me a while.
Okay.
So last time when I was doing some like childhood stuff, I ended up getting the Alvin and the Chipmunks movie, the animated movie where they travel the world. Well, this is another one that I had from my youth, which was the Care Bears movie, the original one. That one has always been a debate for me because I actually found the Alvin and Chipmunks a little bit more entertaining than Care Bears. But I also remember as a kid that they made the villain character rather dark and that the animation was really good in this. So I am curious to revisit it. It may be one that I'll watch one time, put it in the closet, and be done with it.
Did you pick up the second one?
I never had an attachment to the second film.
Okay.
So this is the only, sort of like Alvin and Chipmunks, though I did watch the series. If they got a good series release of Alvin and Chipmunks, maybe. But with Care Bears, I never watched the series. I never did that, but I did watch the movie. It's sort of like with Raggedy Ann and Andy. I have never watched the series, but if they ever release that movie that's got the really creepy animation and strange stuff going on, I will be getting that because
that was part animation, part live action, if I remember correctly.
That was really good. It was really good back in the day.
Oh yeah.
All right. I rewatched it not long ago because it's on YouTube for free. So I did rewatch it, and it does hold up surprisingly well.
So ultimately I had something sitting with Dustin that I picked up a week or so ago from him, and I seen this once when I was a kid, still need to watch it again, but this is Baby Secret of the Lost Legend. It's a
Oh, yeah, like
cutesy family made film. I mean, it's something similar to like Land of the Lost type stuff. So, but it's got William Catt, the great American hero, and whatnot. Figured I needed it in my collection, so um, there we go. All right.
that's interesting. Dustin was always one for dinosaur stuff.
Oh yeah. All right, where am I going to stick you? Okay, you're going to go right there.
All right, got that going. Actually, I had people recently talking about my reviews when I haven't done reviews in a long time. I'm getting back to reviews. Once my Paris / England trip videos are done, I will be going back to them. I'm actually got Wally meets Popeye, and then Tales of the Forgotten 1 and 2. I'm going to be doing reviews for.
Okay.
When I come back, it's just I want to get that one done first. So this one is not from my childhood because this was released recently. They finally did a 2-film pack for the new Dune movies. And from what I've heard, movie 1 and 2 is the first book. Movie
Yes.
3 is going to be of a different series. So you can get most of the original story. You'll get the whole original story from this. And that's what I was waiting for. I hate when it's part of a story. That's why I haven't watched Spider-Verse 2. It ends on a cliffhanger.
I've watched the first half, just haven't watched the second half, and I need to probably pick up a copy of, if not that, at least a copy. And they also came out with a new series delving into the Dune stuff that I haven't checked out either, but. The Frank Herbert Dune, the miniseries that came on back in the day, I prefer that over this. I will say that.
Well, like I
with
said,
William Hurt,
that was around $10, and $10 for both movies isn't bad on a 4K.
I'd buy it for 10. I'd buy that for $1.
Yeah.
But anyways,
let's see here.
I'd buy that for $1.
So evidently Tammy was going to give me this a long while back. I just hadn't grabbed it from her. I finally grabbed it from her while we were like looking for stuff, and I hadn't put it in my collection yet. So now it is. This is the Blu-ray set of Black Sails.
Heard a lot of good stuff about it.
So I had totally forgotten that she was going to hand it over to me. It was eventually bound to happen that it was going to head over to my collection. So now it is. So,
well, this next one is again going back to my childhood. Matter of fact, I've got a couple. I got a lot of these going back to my childhood before I hit anything recent. But this one is one I saw, and again, really marked down to under $10. So I went ahead and got it, which is the entire series of Josie and the Pussycats. I didn't realize it was only 16 episodes long, but as a kid, you don't really think about these things. You'll watch the same episode 50 times and never realize you're watching the same episode. But I remember this being in syndication. It was like one of a million of these like detective groups that are also in a band and stuff like that. Like this one, Jabberjaw, which I also have. Scooby-Doo in a way, even though they're not in a band, they always like to play music when they're solving mysteries and stuff like that. So, I mean, and this one has that feel. Of course, this one's attached to the world of Archie. You can almost tell the art style. So I am curious to get back into it. I do like having the whole thing. So it's just kind of cool to have,
and then you're going to have to compare it with the movie that came out.
Oh, God, no, I didn't even think about that thing.
Anyways, so Over my birthday, my mom took me around to various thrift stores to look for clothes for me, and I ended up finding Fable 3 while I was out and about.
Oh,
So I asked my mom if she could get it for me, and then lo and behold, I was at Half Price Books. Uh, Same place I picked up the upstairs, downstairs 90s version. Same day, in fact. I picked up Fable 2 for the Xbox 360 because I plan on connecting one of my 360s to one of these TVs so that I can play some of the games that I picked up for the system.
no. Those games you can play on the Xbox One, which you do have as well, which can give you upscale graphics for them.
Yeah, I'm just not sure how to get the Xbox One online with streaming. Yet per se. So, which I'm sure I'll figure out how to do that down the road. But I watched a friend of mine play these games, and I've heard that they're beginning to remaster.
Yeah, they remastered the first. They redid the first game. Second game is the one that everybody praises. I have not touched them because when they came out, I wasn't able to play long games like that, and those are ultra long games. But I've heard they're good. A friend of mine, George, used to love them.
Oh, that's why you.
Evil or good. But George was a big Xbox fan when he was around. So
Cool.
this is one I thought I was not going to ever get because it went out of print. Because it was expensive as heck. And I wasn't going to pay 70, 80 bucks for a DVD set of a series that I'm like, meh. But it came online on the sale, and it was the most expensive item I got here, but it wasn't as expensive as I thought it would be. So I was like, well, you know what? It's out of print. Might as well get it. And that is the TV series Mask.
I've heard of it, haven't watched any of it, but I do remember when the ads would come on.
So this is one. It has all 65 episodes on it, and this is one of those GI Joe style things where you had all these people. They had these masks, and the masks had powers, and they all had vehicles, and the vehicles they transformed. As a kid,
So,
I had this one as a kid, and the main guy there, and I had some friends who had this, the truck, and they all had masks that you could take off and put on, even though they were only like this tall. They were very short figures, but you could take the masks on and off, which was pretty cool. I probably still have my mask toys in the attic of my mother's house.
I seem to remember McDonald's coming out for some toys for them too. I think at one point in time.
But this one is quintessential 80s.
Hello, John.
Yep, 85. So, yeah, so definitely. Hello. We're talking Prime Sale today and other things. Yep. This is the old school. This is old school. This came out when I was 6. So, you know, I was definitely in the demographic when it came out. But when all shows were made to sell toys back in the day.
Alrighty. So next I have three games that go with each other. Shenmue 1 and 2. And Shenmue 3. Now I've only just started playing Shenmue. So getting a feel for it. It's got a lot of dialogue in between what you're supposed to do. So right now I'm at a standstill. I might actually download Shenmue 2 and just to check out that story. But Um, you had given me some games with the PS3, and I just decided to upgrade them to, especially since I've got a machine that'll be able to stream it all, so.
Shenmue is a weird piece of history if you think about it. Back when it released, it was the most ambitious project you could ever think of, because back in the Dreamcast, when it originally released, it was, open world, like fully open world. And there were no other experiences like that where you could go in, where you could get a part-time job and work it. You could play games in the arcade. You could do your main quest. You could fight bad guys. There was a lot that you could do, and people had things they could do every day. Now it's not as special because there's a lot of games that do that now. Let's see here. And Cat Planet Cuties from Amazon. Yes, that is a fun series. I have watched it myself.
I ended up picking up a copy of the Cuties universe stuff, and I know it's in the general world of that, but yeah, Cat Planet Cuties looks pretty cool.
I always associate with Bodacious Space Pirates.
I've got Bodacious Space Pirates.
But if you want to look at a game series that has a modern take on the Shenmue formula, that's got the combat nailed down, but a lot of the same type of mechanics where you can do a lot of stuff, play games in the arcade, do all that.
Yeah.
The Yakuza series is a great one for that.
I've been meaning to pick up the Yakuza series. It's just on my to-get list.
You can get them all physically pretty much for the PS4, for the early games, and for the late games, PS5.
Yeah, for like $80. I've looked. Trust me.
So this is an interesting one. I had to get this. Remember we were talking about Scooby-Doo, right?
Yeah.
So this is something I used to see all the time on growing up, which was the new Scooby-Doo movies, the almost complete collection. Now, in this, they were basically always hooking up with different like players, like the
Harlem Globetrotters
and Batman and Robin and all that. So
those were still good. I believe there was one with Sonny and Cher.
Yep, and this has 23 of them. It doesn't have all of them, but they managed to get the rights for 23 of them.
That's cool.
So, which is good enough. I don't need the complete. I've learned that I don't need complete collections as much as I used to. I've softened in that regard, especially in stuff that's just like more of a nostalgia trip than it is I can't wait to watch every episode. I've been feeling that with the one I've been watching with Spartacus and the Sun Beneath the Sea. It's like, man, I didn't know this show was this long. Oh, I got myself into. Well, found this very hard to find show. And now that I found it, I'm wondering. But this is more than enough to keep me occupied of it. This really was the Scooby-Doo that came out when I was a kid. Because the original one was out in the 60s.
Yep.
I want to say that this one was like the 70s and 80s. So this is more close to my kid time period. All right. There you
go. Okay, so the next two, they don't go together, but I bought them as a bundle together, so I'm going to show them anyways. And it was a really good price, like $35-40, maybe with a little bit of tax. I decided to get Dragon's Dogma, Dark Arisen, and oh my fucking god, I love the graphics for this first one. It reminds me a lot of Oblivion and that era of things. And along with that, I upgraded my copy of L.A. Noire, which besides Mafia, the Mafia trilogy that's out there, which I still have to get the fourth one that they just recently did. This is what they have to replace the Godfather, since the Godfather didn't port to anything other than PS3. Fucking idiots.
Well,
But
we'll be covering part 2 of The Godfather tonight on Inside Movies Galore, so you should definitely watch that. I'll probably have to leave off early again this time, too, because I have a feeling it'll also go later than I want.
but yeah, LA Noire and Dragon's Dogma. I'll have to get back into playing this eventually because I started it, and eventually going to redo the LA Noire story because I believe I actually beat that the first time around.
So, let's see here. Black Lagoon, Roberta's Blood Trail. Second and Charles, a great resource. I agree. They are a good resource on the East Coast. I don't think there's any further west, but they are ones that I have definitely gotten used to. We have one. We actually have two in our area, so they're fun to have. And Roberta's Blood Trail is a good one. Actually, Black Lagoon is a good series in general. One that I think you would actually like, Dave.
Oh, okay.
So this next one, I actually recently watched the new Superman movie, the James Gunn one, which, people either are saying they love it or they hate it for different reasons. And for some reason, they make it political in some reason, because people are saying it's like, no, Superman was never an immigrant. He was born in the USA. And I'm like, that's not true. He came
technically
from
his planet died, and the ship shipped him to the U.S. Okay,
yeah.
yes, he did not come over on a boat, but he came over on a ship.
But as far as movies go, I had more fun with that one than I've had in a long time with any DC film. So I look forward to it. It is definitely not the dark and gritty, but you know what? In days where I'm depressed, more days than I am not depressed, I am happy with having a feel-good film every once in a while. Born in the USA, yes. But one thing that's interesting in James Gunn's universe is that the DCU, EU, and his universe have some odd splits. There's one series like Monsters Incorporated or something like that. I can't think, that's a part of his universe. And another one that's an odd split is The Suicide Squad. Not Suicide Squad, but The Suicide Squad is a part of his universe. Whereas the first Suicide Squad is a part of the DCEU, which I guess it's understandable. The others don't want it. But also, this is another split, which is Peacemaker, which I was able to get for $10.
Oh, that looks fun.
And I've heard a lot of good things about it. And from what I've been told, this season is part of the DCEU. And season 2 is going to be a part of the James Gunn universe. So that's kind of a fun and cool thing there. So they're keeping him in the universe. He even made an appearance, like a side appearance in the Superman movie.
All right. So, Brandon, you and I were talking like maybe 2 weeks ago about this one. And I went ahead and bought. And I said that I would put it on my to get list, and then I put it on my front runner to get. So I picked up the Final Fantasy collection with the first 6.
It's a good value.
I'm glad that I did because it shows me a lot of. I mean, I didn't get it. I was one that always watched from behind, like most of my friends' shoulders, and my parents would not even think about getting us any systems past Nintendo and Super Nintendo. So I finally now have PS3, PS4, PS5. Thanks to, well, some of it is thanks to you, but the PS5 is thanks to my folks. I'm so glad that they did. But I get a chance to sit through the original, and now that I've gotten into the PS5 playing games, it's like I'm enjoying my childhood all over again. So there's not a lot of nostalgia in my gameplay, which you'll see in a lot of my pickups when it comes to games. I will pick out something that came out in my or around my childhood or even before. Some
Oh
stuff
yeah.
that I've heard about that I never got a chance to play until now.
Well, that's the
So
origin of the whole thing, and you got 5 banging games on there and 1 meh game on there. But there's some really good ones on there. I mean, the first Final Fantasy is still one of the games that I replay a lot, and they've got a lot of little fixes in there that make it much more fun to play. Like they have things that'll increase the golden experience that you have. Like I'm replaying 4 on that same collection, Final Fantasy 4, and I've got the experience in gold turned up because I'm not really trying to do a very long playthrough. I'm just kind of when I visit the story, so I'm able to fly through that and beat the crap out of everything. But if you want to play it the old way, or if you want to make yourself a challenge and make it even harder, you can do that with those games, which is really cool. And they even redid some of the graphics. Actually, they redid the graphics in all the games, but in 6, they actually did some 2D, 3D styles that they added to the opera scene in the game. Which, out of the games on that list, I would say that 6 is probably my favorite. Though 4 still has my heart in many ways.
okay.
So, yeah. Actually, only 3 of those games released in the US on the NES and Super Nintendo. The rest were held back in Japan for ages. All right, this one is an upgrade. I just wanted to upgrade these to Blu-ray because they did do some remastering on it. I'd been thinking about this since I watched the documentary on it, but I didn't want to pay the money. And then they took this and it came down to $20. And that was the Pee-wee's Playhouse Blu-ray. So my DVDs are pretty old of it. Also shout release. So, but this saves some space, but also it's got some new special features on it. And it's, in general, this one I watched a lot as a kid. And I did rewatch the whole series as an adult, and I still enjoyed it for the most part as an adult. I mean, the original show was for adults only, believe it or not, when he was taken to Broadway, and they turned it into a kid show. So it's kind of fun to do. And a lot of the stuff that they had really accused him of, it's really kind of sad that a lot of the stuff that he had been accused of was really, a lot of people got misconceptions of him. I mean, the biggest charges that he had were, the one that most people know about is the whole, apparently he was enjoying himself at a pornographic movie theater. Well, yeah. If he was just watching it with the monocle and it's just yes, I see the art in that. That might be a little bit off, actually.
Of course, I often heard a different story where they found child pornography,
and actually that is a lie. He had a collection of vintage pornography, like from the 30s and 40s.
Okay.
And the entire basis was based on one magazine, and on the multitudes. It was one magazine. And it was because the guy on the cover looked to be underage, meaning late teens. But it turned out that the guy in there was not. It was legal porn.
But unfortunately, word of mouth just kind of blew it up, and
Yeah. Well, I mean, the reason for it is that he was gay, and they did not like that.
well, gay was not accepted then either.
So that was one of those things, and he actually hid the fact that he was gay up until his final days because of that, which nobody should have to do that.
No,
I mean, you should not be mistreated because of who you prefer.
No, definitely not.
So I mean, it was interesting. So he was not at least there's been no proof that he was a pedophile, even though people believe that, which is very sad. But again, I was a big watcher of this when I was a kid.
Oh, so was I.
And when the original theater thing, and by the way, that was actually legitimate porn theater. There was no child porn shown at that theater. This show was already off the air when he was caught there. So to me, I'm sorry, if you're getting it off in a and that still remains to be seen. But if you're getting it off in a porn theater, well, I mean, what else are you supposed to do?
No, right.
It
has something to do with you can't have sex in public. Okay. But in any case, okay. So one of the releases that I'm going to show you right now, I haven't played yet. I did open it because I've been waiting for this sucker for at least 6 months now. Because Tammy knew that I wanted this. It went on for a pre-order, and then it was supposed to be out last fucking month. For some reason, they delayed it, assholes. And it came today. So the only time I've had to do anything is our laundry today, and then come on the show tonight. So, but it is the Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remaster.
Oh. I know you've been waiting for that.
I don't pay for streaming all that much because I prefer the physical. I like to have it in my hands before I do anything. I'm one of the. I am just like you, Brandon. I prefer to mostly have physical copies of most things, and I am glad that this came out. Just like just like there's a remaster out of. What is it? We were just talking about it the other day with Blizzard. Oblivion. Oblivion has a remaster out there. It's specifically online. I'm not going to pay no. I'm not going to pay no $60 for a digital thing that could go away at any given point in time. I'm waiting for the physical.
I don't like what they're doing with physical copies these days. For the most part, there are exceptions to the rules. Like, for instance, that particular one probably has the entirety of the games on it, because I wanted to say they were through limited run or something similar to. But there are other ones that come out where you have hardly any of the game at all, and it just triggers a download online to where the game isn't even functional if you don't have the online download.
Yeah.
And that sucks. Nintendo's new system, one of the things that makes people mad is that for a good portion of the games, you'll stick the disc in there, but there's nothing on the disc other than a code to tell it, oh yeah, this is okay to download it digitally. And I used to collect for the Switch a lot because I could get these indie games in their entirety and they'd play it off the disc. But that's not the case. PS5 is middle of the road, and Xbox, the new Xbox games, they're almost never on the disc. It's just usually a little code that starts a download. PlayStation's about 50-50. PS5 discs, about 50% of the time. Well, more. Actually, no, I would change that. If it's limited run, it's 100% that they're going to be on the game most of the time. But if it's like a mainstream release, I would say 20% of the time you're going to get any of the game on the disc. Which, sucks. They've kind of killed digital physical in the video game world.
Yeah, they definitely have. It's sad the way it's going.
But another one that came out, and I was not going to get this because it was so freaking expensive, but then they dropped the price down to $20 for Prime Day, and that was the Penguin Season 1. Now, this is not related to the James Gunniverse or the DCEU. This is related to that Sidestep Batman one, the James Patterson one. And I have heard so many good things about this series. So I was really glad to be picking this up.
Hey, if you can pick it up at a good price, have at it. I've been hearing a lot of good things about it too, but
yeah, it's so expensive. I mean, I wasn't going to pay $50 to $70 for it, but $20 I was willing to do that because there's enough content on here to warrant $20. I mean, it's like what? It's got a lot of special features on it, and
better than being bare bones.
So it's got a lot of good stuff on it.
Better than the bare bones bullshit that they be putting out on some of these releases. All right, so this is
4K, 8K discs to come out.
Okay, so this is the last thing that I have to show. I had a little bit of a pile, so don't get me wrong. I saw that they had this out. I'm sure this was a limited run thing, but this is The Thing remastered.
Yes, I want to get that eventually. I just haven't really bitten the bullet on it because I've heard a lot of good things for the original game, and I've seen gameplay of it. It looks like it's a lot of fun.
Oh, I thought 30 was okay for it. So, I've been trying to buy at least one game thing per week because that's all I can afford. Or it'll be a movie that I want if I really wanted and whatnot. But lately it's been games. So glad that I picked it up. Haven't played it yet. I know that it was on the Atari system because it says Atari on it. So
Atari published it anyway.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to checking out what it looks like. It looks like it's similar to this one game that I picked up called Antarctica 88.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's the whole thing there. I mean they're out in Antarctica. They've got that thing there.
But in any case,
I've heard good things about it.
Those are the two that I picked up. Got today. So.
Well, I guess I'll just keep going. Unless you come up with something, just tell me. But otherwise, I'm just going to keep going. So this is one that I upgraded only because I got a bare bones DVD copy of this. And I'm like with Jacob on this. I don't really like the little snapper cases. You know what I'm talking about, Dave? The ones that have a little plastic thing on the ends?
Yeah, because those break way too fucking easy.
And the DVD was a two-sided DVD.
Oh, I hated those.
It had like the widescreen on one side and those scratch up easy. So I went ahead and I got the 4K version of Purple Rain with Prince.
Okay.
I have still yet to see this movie.
What?
Nope, never seen it. I don't even know if it's any good. But people tell me it's good.
It's pretty good, and I know the girls really liked his look at the time. So,
rest in peace, Prince. I have a couple of Scooby-Doo pieces. Oh, there you go. So another one from my past that I watched a lot was the Scooby-Doo Dino Mutt Hour.
Oh yeah.
and like Dynomutt, and I think it was Captain Falcon. They had their own show too, I believe, which I have not seen available. But Dynomutt was like basically Inspector Gadget, but as a dog,
Mm-hmm.
and dumber on the outside in a lot of ways. I don't know whether this will be a good revisit or not. Some of these might not be, but I remember watching the heck out of this as a child, and it's got all 16 episodes of the series. So why not? Another one there. I could have gotten the whole series, but I did not because each volume is like $70 now, and I am not paying $70 a volume for an old cartoon when I'm not sure. This came loose, so I better get it in. Pardon me, I'm reapplying this to the thing here. I don't want it to be okay. It'd be okay. I don't know if you've seen this stuff. I used to watch these all the times, which was the Laugh Olympics. These are the Halloween themed ones.
Okay.
You had like Hanna-Barbera, and you had the Scooby-Doo people, and you had the ones from, it was like different ones.
You totally went Scooby Snacked.
Yeah, I did. But I used to watch the heck out of these when I was a kid. I used to love the competition thing between the teams. I always rooted for the Scooby-Doo team when I was a kid. These are just kind of the Halloween-y episodes that they had, which is fine. This is probably all I need of this. I mean, it's 13 episodes. That's enough for anything, really, for this particular one. Now, here's one that's interesting. I got this again because it was starting to go out of print, and I like weird stuff like this. It's called Tamala 2010, A Punk Cat in Space.
Never heard of it.
I like sometimes older animation or odd animation. And this was done in 2002.
Okay.
It's inspired by Hello Kitty and Thomas Pynchon's The Crying of Lot 49.
Okay.
It's a futuristic fever
Thomas
dream
Pynchon.
That flows back and forth in time, following the adorable wide-eyed kitty Tamala, voiced by Hisao Michizuki, on her world of Meguro City, Cat Earth.
I used to have Thomas Pynchon's entire library. Where I believe he did something called Gravity's Rainbow, Crying of Lot 49. Something with Mason.
Oddly enough, I guess I do have an anime from this because this is Japanese made. I didn't think I did. I guess I did get one. So this one I'm actually returning because the disc came out loose and all scratched up. But I have another copy on the way that I'm going to put this in and go. What I'll probably do is if some of those discs come loose, I'll see if I can cobble together a fully functional version and then send back the damaged ones, which is what I'm waiting for. And that is Thundercats.
Okay.
I mean, they had this one fairly cheap. It was $30, and it has a lot on it.
I've got the same set.
So there you go. Yeah, I don't have to go too far. I mean, you watched Thundercats as a kid, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. Along with Beast Wars.
So, you know, I remember this as a kid. It was fun. It's about a bunch of anthropomorphic cat people who fight an evil mummy. So another Hanna-Barbera. I've got a lot of Hanna-Barberas, oddly enough. Top Cat, the full series. This was $5 on the sale. Okay. 30 episodes of Top Cat.
The only thing I have of Top Cat are the movies. There are newer movies that were done. And I got them at Dollar Tree, believe it or not.
Hanna-Barbera was really a huge part of my childhood growing up. All right, the rest of these are not animated. Matter of fact, I don't think any anime except for one, and it's a recent release. And I thought, okay, well, these were done down to 14. Not all of these. Some of these were cheaper than that, but a lot of the newer ones, I was willing to give them a shot. Like this one, Transformers 1, which is sort of an origin story between Megatron and Optimus Prime. I was like, oh, I'll look at that because it's far more resembling the old school Transformers than it is the Michael Bay Transformers.
I thought I remembered Liam Neeson being like the voice of what's his name, or someone of that nature.
Let's see here. As Chris Hemsworth, Brian Tyree Henry, Scarlett Johansson, Keegan Michael Key, Steve Buscemi, and Lawrence Fishburne and John Hamm. So quite a cast. It just looks fun. It does. I don't know if it's any good, but it looks fun. I went ahead and since I had Twister on basic DVD, I went ahead and upgraded to the double feature because for $10, I'll take both of them. So I've got Twister and Twisters.
That'll work.
Cow.
Yeah, that cow never gets old.
I actually liked Twister when I saw it growing up.
Oh, and when the fire truck came that way. Oh yeah.
I mean, tornadoes have always fascinated me as a kid. I saw the trailer for the second part of this, which I've heard is coming out soon, so I might just hold off on watching this until I got both parts. But I finally got Wicked, because everybody keeps talking about how awesome it is. I have never seen the source material. I've never read any of the books. I've never seen the Broadway show.
I've seen the Broadway show. I have read the book, too.
All I know is that song Defying Gravity, and that's because they sang it on Glee. And so I've always been interested in it. I have been curious. So I do want to see this. A lot of people talked good about it. So, finally came to a price I'm willing to pay. Another one that's just more of that's actually animated too, I guess, is one that I been curious about, and that is The Wild Robot.
Oh, that one was good. I actually did like that.
So I was curious about it. It was cheap. It was like $12. I'm like, $12 for a 4K of a new movie? I am curious. So this one is an upgrade. And the other one's a classic that I know I've seen, but I'm going to put it in my unseen file because it's been so long I don't remember it. So this one I have not seen at all, but I love the cover that Shop did for this. And for $10, it's worth the upgrade. And that's The Wizard with Fred Savage.
I saw that.
Had Mario
years ago. It's got Fred Savage. Yep.
And
I believe I have the DVD of it. That's it.
Yeah, I have the DVD version. I decided to upgrade because I love the cover. I think the cover.
It does look kind of like pixelish, like a video game.
Essentially, it was just an advert for Mario Brothers 3. It was actually a lot of people's first glimpse at the third Mario Brothers game, which is one of the best platformers of all time. So it makes sense. Finally is one I got on 4K, and again, this one was really cheap, but I've always wanted to get this in the collection because it was a classic. And that is the film War Games.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say it was because they had these people who were playing like they thought they were playing video games or actually shooting military targets and stuff like that. It's been forever since I have seen this movie. Like, forever as in, I don't think I've seen this movie since a few years after it came out. So, in the mid-80s.
Oh, I'll have to put it on the list.
So, it's one I do need to see again. And it's been so long since I've seen it that I can't claim it in my watched because my memory of it's so foggy. I'm
And
sure
there
you've
was-
got something like that.
And there was a sequel with the title. I don't know whether it went with it or not, but there was a sequel that came out too.
But have you ever had movies like that? Like just movies that you've watched, but you've watched them so long ago that you might as well have not watched them?
Yes, I have. And To Kill a Mockingbird was one of them. Which is why when we went on about it, I did not remember some of it,
Excellent film, but was banned from the whole thing was banned for many years. The book, anyway.
Yeah. And because of certain protests in Milwaukee, a school was actually going to put the play on, but because of the possibility of protesting, they decided against it. So,
Well, it's been labeled as a lot of things, and but it is an excellent piece of
yes.
film and literature. Well, that's it. That's all I got on the sale. I have
Alrighty.
another group of some items coming with my Thundercats, but that's about all. Mainly, it's just, but most of that price was just Thundercats, so that I can basically cobble together a working one and then return the non-working discs. Because I really don't like how they ship it to you. I mean, I don't really like how the discs are stored because they're stored on these thin spools and they come loose very easily. So I do look forward to getting the other one. Hopefully all the discs will be just sitting there and and none of them will be loose on it. If that's the case, I won't have to worry about it at all. But if there are, then hopefully the ones loose in one and the ones loose in the other will be different.
Yep. Alrighty. Well, I don't have anything else to show. So
I guess we will see anybody else who wants to watch in an hour from now, a little over an hour. We will be coming on about what many have said is the greatest film of all time. That's up for you to decide. I don't consider it the best of the three, but I know that a lot of people do. So we'll be talking about The Godfather Part 2.
indeed. So we'll see you in an hour or so.
So check us out on Inside Movies Galore, but we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
SeptumSin versus the world. It's that place for all the boys and girls. You'll feel real safe, you'll feel real warm. It's a cozy place to ride out the storm. SeptumSin. SeptumSin and his best boy Jake see the trends that scare us every day. Physical media is going to the side. Doctor streaming will rule the world in time. SeptumSin.